Hello everybody and welcome to the West Ham Way YouTube channel. You already know who I am. Tonight I'm going to be doing a live watch along for the West Ham versus Everton Carabao Cup fixture. Team sheets are out, slightly different to what we would all have expected. Let's start with West Ham first and foremost. Darren Randolph in goal. Declan Rice has slotted into a back four with Aaron Creswell. It looks to be the same 4-2-3-1 formation they've already played in the Cup. Nobes has come in at holding midfield instead of Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere's not even in the squad at this point. But the attacking four of Lanzini, Anderson, Yama and Sebastian Haller are all the same. Ashby drops to the bench. And basically West Ham have put a really strong bench out, to be fair. Masuaku, Souček, Bowen, Fornals. It looks like West Ham are going for it to an extent. It's important for us. Listen, it's a Premier League fixture, essentially. In a cup competition, it's going to be tough. I've seen Everton's squad. They're going to come out and try and win this game. And West Ham should do the same. Let's have a look at Everton's squad. Slightly concerning from my point of view. Obviously, Coleman, who I pinned as one of their most important players, is on the bench. And they brought Kenny in after, I believe he's been in Germany for around 2 years with Schalke. You've got Michael Keane at the back with Luca Digne. Digne won't be playing his more advanced role that we're used to seeing, and Cuckoo's going to play that. Obviously, I spoke to Tony from We Are Together Now Everton podcast, and he said that Nkuku was a really promising player. So it'll be interesting to see him tonight. Alan and Delph, I assume that Alan will sit a little bit deeper and Delph and Sigurdsson will push up. Interesting to see Sigurdsson as captain for the night. I wouldn't have really pinned him as being a leader in that squad, but I could be wrong. And that front three is as attacking as it gets. James Rodriguez, Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin down the middle. They've still got a very strong bench, much like West Ham. Yerry Mina, Decore, Alex Iwobi, Bernard, and Seamus Coleman. Not too many players missing out, to be honest. Both of them are going for real strong squads. Obviously, West Ham have plumped, I reckon, to rest Mikel Antonio and Lucas Fabianski, which is a good decision in my books. I think Antonio runs himself into the ground every single game, so he deserves a break, and we're going to need him against Leicester. I believe the game is about to start. Jordan Pickford in goal as well. Mr. T-Rex arms himself. Let's hope we can put some pressure under him and really cause some issues. Yeah, again, exactly. They're lining up in a 4-3-3. They've put Alan a little bit further forward. Don't expect that to be the case. He'll just sit in front of the back two. James Rodriguez to come off that right-hand side and come a little bit more central. But of course, Kenny will bomb on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section regarding tonight's lineups. Drop a like on the stream, all 19 of you. If you're not subscribed, first and foremost, what you're doing with your life. But now's the time to rectify it. So give us a little subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Got loads more content coming out throughout the season. And particularly with transfer deadline day coming up, I'm looking to do a transfer deadline day stream. They've got West Ham playing a 4-3-3. You could argue that. But I'd probably see Lanzini in a number 10 role rather than the centre midfield role that that they suggest he's occupying. The game's about to start. Let me know your thoughts on the lineup. What are we saying? Good, bad? Interested to see Nobes come back into the starting lineup. Bobby Snodgrass is a holding midfielder. I don't know if I agree with Robert Snodgrass as a holding midfielder, but you know, it's a cup competition. He's done well so far. He needs game time. But we've also got the likes of Fornals and Bowen to come on if we need to chase the game, if we need to get a goal. Currently on the stream, James Rodriguez lining up, getting ready to go. He's going to be a nightmare tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be fair. Like, West Ham have put on some decent performances in the cup competition so far. So I'll be interested to see how we go for it against Everton. Carlo looking very regal tonight in his blue coat. And Mark Nobes as captain. Perfect stuff. Declan Rice at centre-back. What are we saying about that? Interesting. We know we can do the job. Obviously, we're so used to now seeing him in front of that back four. But let's see how he deals with the likes of Calvert-Lewin. Because Calvert-Lewin's a really good player. Good in the air. Links up play well. Very much that kind of that finisher in Everton's side. Stays around that box and latches onto chances. Ben Johnson's probably going to get tested as well tonight. Richarlison's a really difficult and direct player. I'll be looking for Sebastian Haller as well to target Luca Digne at that centre-back spot. Obviously, he's not the tallest. You can get at him. Obviously, Haller won the most aerial duels, I think, or the second most in the Premier League, the most at West Ham. Only James Tarkowski won more duels in the Premier League last season. Everton playing some tidy stuff. Calvert-Lewin dropping deep here. Picks the ball up, plays it to the right-hand side. Everton just stroking the ball around here. They're just going to keep possession early doors. Obviously, West Ham have got the pace to hit them on the counter. Every goal that Everton have conceded is from a counter-attack this season. So, I mean, that's West Ham's main avenue for scoring a goal. Ben Johnson boots it to Haller. God, I don't know about you. The stream I'm on is just troublesome. Nah, sorry, mate. I can't. You're my favourite person in the world. You absolute legend. Drop a like then. Surprised we're playing 4 at the back again. Yeah, Freddie, mate. I don't know. I'm not surprised, really. I think that's the way we play in the cup. Obviously, that 3-4-3 suits us hugely. Just because of the defensive weaknesses that we do have. It just kind of solidifies us a little bit. So, yeah, you know, I don't fancy Creswell, though, to be fair, on that left-hand side on his own. Oh, Haller's in behind here. Haller, go on, son. That battle between him and Luca Digne already started. That's poor from him. Lanzini looked a little bit off the pace there. And you can look, I mean, look, this is the thing, yeah. If you're an Everton fan watching this, you'll know what this guy does. But James Rodriguez comes so deep. It's almost like Ancelotti just says, there you go, son. Have a free roll. Do what you want. It obviously works. Now he's got sort of functional players around him like a lamb. But yeah, West Ham could look to potentially exploit that right-hand side that he just seems to vacate. So we shall see. Yeah, Everton just keeping the ball here. They're not going to look to try and press West Ham too early. Obviously, we have got the threat of Anderson and Yarmolenko, so they know if they push up too far, West Ham can exploit them. But nothing too much. West Ham happy for them to have the ball. Oh God! Big ball over the top. Calvert-Lewin to chase. That's out, mate. Come on, son. That's out. Everton win this really high up now as well. If you're watching, drop a like, please. Helps apparently. Not quite sure how, but is what it is. Everton playing some decent stuff as well. Looking for Calvert-Lewin over the top. And obviously, Balbuena is the slower of the two centre-backs. So it is something they can target. It's something that Ancelotti would have looked at in particular. And you've got Richarlison as well down that left-hand side. They're trying to play that ball constantly over the left. Or their left, not our left, our right. Nice. Nice from Haller. Go on, Anderson. Take him on. Not too much happening, to be fair. Obviously, I said Everton are looking for a ball over the top each time. West Ham trying to use that width a little bit. Anderson just getting cut off. Our shape's quite good, actually, to be fair. Like, I know we give them a lot of stick in terms of our attacking players, but they're keeping their shape quite well. They're making it difficult for Everton to get in behind and find the spaces in front of the midfield. The only chances they've had is when they've tried to get a ball over the top and West Ham have pushed too high. But listen, Moyes, we know him. He ain't going to push too high, particularly in this game. Good tackle. Good pressure from Snodgrass there. Well dealt with. Oh, well won, Ale. Go on, Manu. Push, son. Go on. That's it. Anderson, you've got to give him a runner there. Go on, have a shot. Oh, nice. Bit more positive there from Anderson, to be fair. Why not have a pop at Pickford? He's bound to make a mistake at some point. So it's nice from West Ham. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I fancy Felipe against John Joe Kenny, you know. I really do. I think Coleman's a different level. I think Kenny can be got at. Loves to get forward. But Anderson's got to be a bit more positive. It was good for him to get a shot off there and come central. That's his natural kind of movement. But the geezer's got pace. And realistically, he is one of our quickest players in the squad. We need to see a little bit more of that from him because I think he can offer that. And I think West Ham, particularly, obviously, we sold Grady for the 20 mil. He would have been great down that left-hand side. And it'd be nice for someone like Anderson to kind of stake a bit of a claim, not just in terms of goals and assists. Oh, here we go, exposed on that right-hand side. Oh. See, there he is, Kenny trying to get forward. And that's the issue as well. Obviously, we know Creswell isn't the quickest, and he can get exploited. So you don't really want to hamper. You don't really want to hamper him too much. Right, let's have a look. Thoughts on Rice in defence, mate? I mean, he's a good defender, isn't he, Darren? Let's be honest. You know, I think I've got no issue with him playing there. I prefer him as a midfielder, to be honest. I think his passing's a little bit more progressive. You know, it's that transition in attack. But problem is, Darren, mate, like we don't play the same way in the cup competitions as we do in the league. So I think he is important for us to play in front of that back four in the league. Here, we just seem a little bit more positive. The fullbacks keep their width as well, so he's not constantly having to cover for them. I think it's a good decision, to be honest with you. And I think if you'd played a less tonight, albeit he's had two good games, you're playing him against Calvert-Lewin, who's arguably one of the more informed forwards in the league. Richarlison coming off that left. Rodriguez trying to thread a ball through. We need a bit of quality in there. See, again, Calvert-Lewin over the top, might be onside. He's played him onside. That's a goal. And unfortunately, it looks like maybe Declan could have pushed too high there. They've been looking for that same ball over and over again. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is on Rice's side. He has done him a little bit with the movement coming in. Yeah, let me know. Everton 1, West Ham 0. That's really early as well. I'm massively disappointed with that because I don't think we played too badly. I know we haven't had too many chances, but that's a real easy goal for me to see conceded. And obviously, Ancelotti has targeted that as obviously, he's seen us against Wolves and we sit very deep and it's difficult to play through the lines. But he said, well, West Ham will push higher. Let's try and use our movement and pace to get in behind. So it's a good goal from Everton, to be fair. Maybe Rice should have been a bit more aware there. I mean, it is his man, isn't it? So, I mean, it's difficult to shoulder the blame on somebody else. But that is that's a bit annoying from West Ham because the performance hasn't been too bad so far. Anderson with a little nudge there on Delph. Little bite as well there on Creswell. Listen, we're still well in this game. Obviously, 10 minutes gone. It is disappointing. But Everton aren't really creating as much as they do, particularly from what I've seen in the Premier League. Obviously, against West Brom, they were able to create a lot because West Brom had 10 men and they pushed too high. Obviously, they did play well against Crystal Palace, but again, it's that movement. He's anticipated there. Well done. I think I've underestimated Calvert-Lewin, to be fair. I sort of just saw him as a bit of a presence, but yeah, his movement as well was very, very good. Positive. Haller there. God, I'm absolutely gutted, man. 1-0 after 10 minutes. What a sucker punch. And this is what I don't like to see as well. It's only one pass, but Manu coming deep. Listen, mate, you stay as a 10. Stay as a 10. Link up the play. Don't come in midfield. You've got two holding midfielders there. There's no need for you to come and pick the ball up. That's it. Well played, Anderson. Go on. Hold it. Nice. Come on, Nobes. Don't lose it there. Let me know what you all think of Noble. I think obviously he's got a lot older now, and he's like. But sometimes I watch Noble play, and he loses possession quite a lot. And in that little position in front of that back four, where you just want someone to just keep hold of the ball and keep the tempo, he does lose it an awful lot, and it does affect us, and it isn't the best thing to have. And obviously, when we've got Declan in there, he keeps the ball, and he obviously keeps the pressure off that back four, and we look a little bit more positive. Everton getting into a rhythm a little bit here. See, Lanzini's now picking it up. Runners forward. Positive now, West Ham. Ball in the box. Decent ball to the back stick. Oh, just want that Yarma left foot just to wrap it in. Far post. I really like Yarmolenko, actually. I think he lacks pace, but he's so good when he gets onto that left foot. He's a nightmare. And he's the only player we have that really shoots from distance. You ever noticed that? Like a lot of West Ham's goals now come inside that box. Oh, God, what a touch. Lanzini, penalty, pen. You sure? Lovely touch from Lanzini. Completely done Michael Keane. Oh, it's his hand. Yeah, all right, fair dues. 1-1. Well, don't say that, mate. He's winding me up. Probably winding me up. I'm not going to check my phone. Calvert-Lewin is very, very good from set pieces. But that wasn't too good. That's it. Go on, take him on. Take him on. Take him on, Anderson. Lovely. Lovely West Ham. Better. Okay. All right then. Noble can still do the job for us, but I'd rather, yeah, exactly. But the thing is, mate, like I just think he puts our defence under too much pressure. He's constant that he loses the ball a lot, and his passing as well from counter attacks is too slow, and he often tries to just keep hold of the ball and not really look to push forward early. Oh, come on, man! The stream is struggling here. Yeah, completely agree, mate. Oh, here we go. Back on. I'm back on. No, I'm not. Oh, God. Why is Creswell that high? I just don't back the geezer to get forward at all. I really don't think it is a wise decision. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't see what the point in it is. No Moyes wants to play this way, but okay. Here's the counter down the left. Johnson's come too high. Richarlison, show him away. Balbuena, show him away. Show him away. Oh, what a save. What a save. Darren Randolph. Ben Johnson just goes up a little bit too far, gets exposed. But that's a good save from Darren Randolph. Done all right. Done all right there. They're so dangerous on the counter, man. They're so dangerous. I'm not seeing enough really from West Ham in terms of attacking play. Other than trying to play wide and trying to get in behind, we're not looking to link up play that well. Come on. Again, look, big ball over the top. Great touch from Ale. Oh, God's sake, man. Come on, Anderson. That's it. Go on. Release him. And look, if you can see now, Richarlison's obviously coming up against Ben Johnson. And Yarm's not the best in terms of defensive. Oh, how can you get turned there? Oh, that's poor. That is really poor. That's lucky. That's lucky it's offside, to be fair. And this is what I say about Ben Johnson. He's a very good one-on-one, but sometimes he just... Yeah, obviously he's offside there. But it's a little bit too poor for me. Sometimes that does happen. Yeah, yeah, mate. It's not that. It's, you know, I think one-on-one against the player that's predictable, against a player that you know where he's going to go. Like it might, or he can physically, deal with. Like when we saw him against Marcus Rashford. Rashford realistically is quite a predictable player. And the only time you really see Marcus Rashford hurt teams is when they're on the counter attack. But every time he comes up, come up against Danjuma, come up against Richarlison, any player that looks to try and get him behind and come inside, he looks a little bit fragile. So I mean, listen, he's young. Give the lad time. He will, he will improve. It's just timing, isn't it? And his experience. Those things still happen. Aller. Oh, the system, man. We push these fullbacks so high. I just don't. It's just not for me. Like it just isn't for me. That pushing those fullbacks high. We get exposed too many times down those wings. You want strong. I understand why we would change it just as the wing-back system started to work. True, mate, but I just think they want a cup team, and that's the only reason why I genuinely think as to why you'd switch it. I do agree. I mean, put in the comment section what you think about the formation switches. I just think we need to keep to one system that works. The wing-back system works perfectly. The 3-4-3 it suits us for the players we've got, and that is the issue. I'm not going to sit here and rant about the board or the transfers or anything, because obviously there could be separate videos on this like for days, but I just think as a club we don't have an identity in terms of how we want to play. I mean, it's just super frustrating to watch. Like really, to be honest, with Moyes, it's by any means necessary. If we've got to defend, we'll defend, but you don't watch West Ham go, this is what you're going to get from West Ham. All you know is West Ham are going to try and be defensive, and ultimately, listen, the 3-4-3 works. It means we can be defensive. It means we can hit teams on the counter. It's effective. So I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens in these next few days in terms of the transfer window. I know we've been linked to Milenkovic from Fiorentina. I don't know too much about him. I know there's a lot of people talking about centre backs. Listen, until I sat down and actually seen one in a game, or 2 or 3 games, or seen some kind of prolonged highlights, I can't make a judgment call. But you'd hope that if now they're doing very well here, Everton. Look, yeah, you'd hope that if we're going to play a 3-4-3, we bring in another centre back. God, honestly, man, Anderson. Good ball from Nobes. And also, actually, Darren, I think this might be a bit harsh on him, actually. Oh, no, wait, he's on the... Oh, here we go. Great play from Balbuena. That was really good. I was gonna say it was poor from Johnson to be on the right hand side, but that is his natural position. So, quick West Ham. Go, move. Oh, it's pedestrian, man. It's pedestrian. Go on. Okay. The system don't work, man. The system just doesn't work. You need your sort of your left and your right winger, in this case, Yama and Anderson, to actually take on Everton, and they're not doing that. Look, he's coming short. Look at Anderson. Come short every time. Go, mate. Get him behind. You've got pace. It's so annoying. Honestly. Decent strength there. That's it. Nice. Oh, Final ball lacking. Go on, West Ham. It's poor. Positive so far, if there is any. I don't know if there is too many positives to pick out of this. I feel like we're watching a team that knows what they want to do and just understands how they want to play versus a team that is kind of not fit into that system that Moyes maybe wants for a 4-2-3-1. That's how it feels. We haven't really put Everton under too much pressure. Every time we've had an opportunity to counter, we've been a little bit sluggish to get forward. That's a great ball from Milan, and he's taken up that left wing position. See, look, here you've got Kenny, yeah? Kenny's pushed up. We win the ball there and we put pressure on, we break. Realistically, you've only got Alan sitting at that back. He's a great defensive midfielder, but you can look pressure. It's just not enough. It's just not enough from West Ham to affect the game. That back four has probably never played with each other, and it's shown set piece our only chance. Yeah, mate, I'd have to agree with that, to be fair. I don't think we've done too bad, but I do think it was very, very easy for Everton to get in behind, particularly for that first goal. Just so over the top. I just think we're not affecting the game enough in terms of our attacking areas. And this is such a frustration to see. Oh, good ball. That was a good ball from Yarmolenko, to be fair. I'm liking Manu. Do you know what? I think Manu's done really well. And even in this game, he's actually... He's dangerous still. More so than Yarma and Anderson have been. You're almost playing like near Allaire to kind of link up a little bit. But definitely prefer, the thing with Lanzini, get him to play a number 10, get him to push higher. You affect the game more there. So I like to see that from him. Don't think he's not the same player, but I don't think he's completely done. It's just about trying to get the most out of him with the right thing. Hammers picking it up on the left-hand side. I've got no idea what Hammers is on the left-hand side, to be honest. Constantly switching. That's too easy. That's too easy. It's too easy from Snods, man. You're right, Darren, mate. If that's Declan Rice, he's getting to that. He's clearing it. Way too easy. What is that, man? Frustrating. Could see Everton getting another here, to be honest. For God's sake. It's just so West Ham, isn't it? It is just West Ham all over. If you're live with me, drop a like on the stream. Don't forget, every little helps. It's out in the Tesco's ad. Yeah, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe as well. Yeah, not enough from West Ham for me in attacking areas. Massively frustrating, a little bit disappointed in how we've played so far. We're not really creating enough. We don't play at all in that final third down the centre. And I agree it's difficult against Alan and Delph, but okay. Okay, look, here they're going to break. Come on, you ones. Give me something to cheer about, please. Hard work tonight. You still reckon we'll win, Darren? You reckon 2-1, mate? We've picked it up here earlier on the turn. Go on, Yarma. Get it on that left. All right, then. That's funny. Someone on Twitter said 33-year-old Mark Noble and 33-year-old Robert Snodgrass struggling as a pair against Delph, Allen and Sigurdsson. Of course, mate. They're not holding midfielders, you know. Even Nobes is losing the ball too much. Snodgrass isn't good defensively. Don't worry, we'll score. Fingers crossed, mate. I've got to have a little bit of faith. Out of position here. Calvert-Lewin. Blaze it over, son. I just think our holding midfielders aren't helping our defenders enough. And I think that's the role that Rice and Souček do so well. They cover in front of the back four. They cover for the fullbacks to push on. And I'm just thinking this system, like Nobes and Snodgrass, aren't. That's not the game. Nice, West Ham. Good, better. That's it. Come on, Anderson. Play on that shoulder a bit more. All yous watching, I'm doing a Leicester preview tomorrow with Leicester Fan TV, so keep an eye out for that. Obviously, you get a big match preview as well on Friday. Writer's Block's coming back on Saturday. 4 new guests to talk about everything that's going on at West Ham at the moment. So I'm probably going to talk about this game, in fairness. So we shall see what happens in this game. If West Ham pull this back, little penalties jobby, get into the quarterfinals, I'll take that all day long. I mean, what is this all about? You got Nobes and look how high Nobes and Snodgrass are. Look at that. I mean, this is obviously the debate, isn't it? Yarmolenko's brilliant going forward, but I know he got back there, but sometimes I just think, mate, like, I don't know what team West Ham are how we're trying to play. You know, if we want to have our attacking players stay forward, you know, we've got to have really good fullbacks. If you don't, you've got to have, you know, wingers that are willing to get back and track back enough. I don't really. We're sort of caught. I think it's this square pegs round hole situation. I just don't believe these players fit that ethic. That's a good play from Richarlison, actually. That's really poor from Snodgrass. That's really bad. Good defending from Declan Rice. Oh, listen, I think you might be right, Darren, to be fair. If I'm West Ham, I'm bringing on, I might actually just bring on Angelo and put Declan in that holding midfield role. So I'm getting a bit hacked off with Snoddy there. He just doesn't know how to defend properly. It's so frustrating. I know he works hard. I'm not disputing he puts a shift in, but constantly gets exploited, man. I mean, the geezer was a winger. I mean, asking him to play this role is a bit. Hey, mate, I don't like. All right, whatever. Like to see a few changes at half-time of Bonner and Bowen. I agree. I would look to get Bowen on actually to kind of switch it up and get a bit of pace. I'm not trying to get him behind Everton enough, which is really how you need to beat them. You need to pull them out of shape a little bit. You need to hit them on the counter. Hey, mate, lack identity, work rate. I wouldn't say. I don't think we lack work rate. I just think we've got, it's the square pegs in the round hole situation, isn't it? Like where you've just got players like Yarmer and Anderson that just aren't going to track back, which is fine. But then you've got to have the security behind them to do that job. So I just think the whole team, the balance of the team, and then you look at Everton, right, and they've got players. Take Rodriguez, yeah? Rodriguez is their best attacking threat, most creative threat. Now, I don't think Ancelotti could put him in the side unless he was guaranteed that there was someone who was going to cover his position, that he was going to feel comfortable with, that Everton couldn't get exploited. So he brings in Alan and Decore. So therefore, you've got this balance. And I think West Ham need a bit of that, really. Do you know what I mean? I think against League One opposition, it's easy to keep Anderson and Yarmer quite high, and they can affect the game. But in this sense, it's a little bit dodgy. Come on, Everton. Nah, come on, man. Behave yourself. Yeah, I agree. I don't know, mate. It's not a weak team. Oh, someone's in a lot of agony. Can't see who that is. The only thing that's missing is a bit of energy, and it's the thing and I think like where you had the likes of, Ben Johnson has got forward tonight, but I think in that midfield, in front of that back four, a bit of energy to drive forward. We miss that, and I think we need to change it in the second half. Kenny's down. You probably get Coleman on now, which is going to be horrific. And Coleman will look to push up, particularly against Creswell, because you think he might know he's got the beating of him a little bit. Looks like he might play on. Not too sure. No, Coleman's coming on. It's not great for West Ham. That's not the best thing to happen. I understand. Let's have a look. I understand if they wanted to field a weaker team to give some people, but why not start the kids? Yeah, I think the Rice thing in defence is just is real bad judgment, if I'm honest. Like when you've got the likes of James Rodriguez being able to pick up space, Richarlison able to come central, Calvert-Lewin coming central, that sort of position in front of that back four needs to be. You need to have energy in there. You've got to have players in there that are capable of cutting the ball out and protecting them, and we just don't have that. And I just don't think Snodgrass is a great holding midfielder as a football fan, let alone a West Ham fan. So, yeah, listen, mate, square pegs, round holes, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's I hate to see it. And that's, I think, when we look at the system that we play against Wolves and we played against Arsenal, the reason why it seemed a little bit more complete and a bit more solid was because we had players playing in their natural positions. Fredericks is a wing back. Masuaku is a wing back. Do you know what I mean? It's not like people know their roles, they're suited to the roles. Only Fornals is arguably the only one that doesn't really fit in. But this side's a bit makeshift. I mean, personally, I think you either play your full strength side, and I think despite that, I think it was a good decision to rest Antonio tonight, or you play the side that's got this far, that understands their position, that's comfortable there. But I can't lie, man. There are players like Anderson tonight that haven't really taken on their fullback, and it's not helping West Ham in the attacking third. We're not actually creating too many chances. Everton are so comfortable, man. Like, they've just got a land sitting there. You see there, look, I think that was I think Balbuena's pushing up because the holding midfielders aren't doing their job. Just not enough from where. And when you actually think about it, Everton haven't actually really troubled us at all. Like, we've done all right, but they were just clever, man. They just used their pace. They got in behind, and they got their goal. So, I mean, they'll be sitting there going, we're quite comfortable with this. And West Ham aren't creating enough to threaten them. Ball in from Johnson to another one. Oh, close from Lanzini there. Come on, son. I've got a feeling Lanzini might get a goal tonight. Just finding that bit of space. But like, this is the thing. If Alaire's there, I reckon he's getting out on target. It's not a great ball anyway from Creswell. Probably would have been at Alaire's chest. Coming up to half time. Everton 1, West Ham 0. Calvert-Lewin with the only goal after around 10 minutes. Ball over the top. Lost Declan Rice, got him behind. And it probably don't even help Declan Rice, to be fair, playing that, a holding midfield role now and then being asked to play centre-back all of a sudden. Come on, yeah, let's have a look. I don't think we're that bad. I just thought it was a simple ball over the top. It was quite easy to read, and I just think we haven't attacked Everton as much as I would have liked to have seen. And And it's just so, and I think, I mean, in fairness to Everton, they haven't really given West Ham too many opportunities to get forward, but I think we have to try and get in behind to create something. He's lost the ball there in midfield. Frustrating, man. What a frustrating half from West Ham. Not over, though. Definitely, I want to see maybe... I just think Declan maybe in that holding midfield role for Robert Snodgrass for me. I think that's a wise move. I think you're not going to change it tactically to what we play against Wolves and Arsenal. So, I mean, that's the only change I can think of. Maybe Jared Bowen. I don't know. Not a great first half. Didn't really create too much. I thought Manu was probably our most positive player. Allaire didn't get too many chances either, which was a little bit disappointing. Afternoon from California, mate. Hello, mate. How are we doing? What are you saying about that performance? So, yeah, listen, 1-0 Everton. They've done all right, to be fair. West Ham haven't created too much. A little bit disappointed with the holding midfielders. Not really that protection in front of that back four, but maybe pushed too high for their goal. So, I don't know. I just can't really. I don't think it was like a miserable performance like we're used to seeing, to be honest. Lucky to still be in it if they don't really want to win the cup. Yeah, that'll be the telling one for me. That'll be the telling thing for me. If we don't bring anybody on, I can't see us trying to go for this cup competition, to be honest. We haven't caused them any issues, and that's the most frustrating thing for me to see. But this is absolutely awful. Apart from the back four and keeper, none of those players have the chance of starting them. Yeah, and I think Manu's the only one that's tried to link up play and get them behind, and he's had a few sort of half chances. I don't think Anderson's been good enough. That's my opinion. I don't think he's taken on Kenny at all, which has been really disappointing to see. Yama hasn't really been in the game too much. Again, I think pace is the thing to get behind that Everton back four. We haven't seen too much of Allaire, and I actually thought, to be fair, I thought Snodgrass was poor. I really did. Can't get the game out here. Well, you're not missing too much, mate. Everton. It's quite a dull game, if I'm honest. I think Everton quite early doors, keeping possession, playing it simple. West Ham are organised enough to stop James Rodriguez picking up the ball too many times, but I just think we're not creating enough either. That's the biggest concern for me. And yeah, I'm gutted, to be fair. Freddie says, "Imagine can you imagine Moyes picking his team?" Oh, mate, that would be absolute class. You know, I would pay serious money to see a West Ham all or nothing series. Can you imagine? You imagine Sullivan peering through the old office at the team. Imagine Sullivan bringing in one of his South American wild cards at the end of a transfer window. Imagine him on the old phone going, "All right, David, mate, yeah, got someone from Chile. Fancy him?" Nah. Let's have a look. No one's not got. Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's the thing. The foil's not there in front of the back four. And when we see West Ham in the Premier League, you've got Rice and Souček so good at mopping it up. And I think actually we're missing a little bit of Souček's box to box. Late runs into the box, carrying the ball. We're not getting forward enough. We're just not getting forward enough to affect the game, and that's why we're struggling to get into it. That's why they're all half chances. Honestly, it does my nutting. I get it's different opposition, but I just think we need pace in this side, man. And unfortunately for us, we've got I think the window shuts on Monday. So we've got a couple of days to bring in reinforcements. It looks like all the reinforcements we're bringing in are centre-backs. Anderson is pointless. Listen, man, I kind of try and stick with Anderson a little bit because I've got memories of him in that 18-19. But tonight, he's just not taking on his fullback. Take Kenny on. Why not? Do something. Try and affect the game. You've got pace. Every time Anderson gets the ball and comes out to left, he plays it to Creswell and comes back. We're not getting in behind. We're not creating chances. We're constantly just sitting kind of on the edge of Everton's box. And Everton, by the way, with Alan and Delph will be like, "Yeah, mate, sweet as. You just keep trying to pass that ball. Too much side passing in the midfield. Exactly, mate. And it's not quick enough as well. But we've put Nobes in there. And Nobes is notorious for that. Trying to keep the ball, occasionally losing it, but never really incisive. And I think that's what Declan offers in that holding midfield role. I think Declan's got to come in a centre midfield or a defensive position. I think we're not out of it, but we need to start doing something a little bit more, be a little bit more creative, change the game plan a little bit. Rice move to middle, Ogbono and Noble, Souček in for Snoddy. Yeah, I can't see him doing that. But yeah, I agree, definitely. But this is the problem we got, Darren, right? We should have put a Rice in the holding midfield before the game. And obviously before I was a bit like, it's all right, I know he's good at centre back. But yeah, I wouldn't bring on too many players for now. I'll be looking to bring on Ogbono for Snodgrass, and then Rice into that holding midfield role for me would work spot on, probably. Yeah, and that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? How long is David Moyes going to wait before he makes a sub? For me, he should make a sub at half time. He has to change it. It's not good enough for West Ham. We're not troubling them at all. And the longer we leave it, I could see Everton snatching a 2-0. Then a 2-0 down going, right now we have to go for it. And that's when you'll get Souček on. Creswell, I don't think he looks awful, but he doesn't offer anything. And that is my problem with him. I don't like him in that left-back role. He isn't good enough. And at one point in that first half, he was playing so far forward. I was thinking, mate, you don't have the energy to get back. You don't have the energy to get back. So why are you playing there? I don't understand it. It's not fun. There's no way Creswell, as a professional footballer, actually genuinely believes he's got the pace to get forward and back like he used to. There's no way, because he can't do it. That left-hand side for West Ham, we should have been exploiting. Rodriguez, if he plays on that right, will just come central. There'll be a gap there to get forward in. That's why a lot of the crosses have come from that left-hand side. But we're just not good enough and clinical enough to get him behind and cause them problems. Maybe put Arthur on. Maybe put Arthur on behind Anderson and sort of get him to push up a little bit. He tends to work a little bit better with Masuaku, who carries the ball a bit more than Creswell, but too negative against Everton. And it's been pedestrian for them. It's been really easy. They've got that great front three, cutting behind, ball over the top, easy, and they've looked for that all game. Moyes stream at home is so far behind. Yeah. Do you know what, mate? It just does my head in. Moyes, he does my head in. He's too negative, man. He's too negative. He needs to make a sub. And I was doing my pre. We Are Together Now, Everton, the podcast, and I said, is it normal for David not to make any subs for 78? And he was like, completely. He's different, Dave. And I'm like, well, all right, that's what we've got, And that I can't stand that from a manager when they take forever to make a change. If you're seeing something's wrong, and it clearly is, you need to change it. But it does beg the question, though, did we play the right players tonight? Why not play Arthur there? We've even got, I'm not suggesting we would do this, but even we've got Longello, who's a great left wing back that will push on. Would that not be tactically a little bit better to get at Everton? There are certain things I just think, why are you doing this? You've got unless he's injured, why don't you play him there? There's certain things with Moyes where I just think, mate, play the players that fit the system, for goodness sake. And I'm a bit concerned, and I hope he does seriously stick with that 3-4-3 against Leicester, because that's our best chance to get anything from that game. We play with a back four against Leicester, they will rip us to shreds. They'll find it so easy. And even with Rice and Souček just sitting in front of that back four, Vardy, they're going to find space with James Justin and Castagna. They'll get him behind, and they'll have Harvey Barnes, Vardy in there. They'll have literally Maddison as a 10. It'll be a problem. You think it's easy for them to rip apart Man City? It will be easy enough to rip apart West Ham. So, listen, either he changes the system now, he brings on subs, he puts a bit of energy in that midfield, he brings a bit of pace on. He's got so many options to do to change this game. So he needs to act now. Otherwise, it's too late. It's so annoying, man. This is the life of a West Ham fan, forever frustrated. That's why it was nice on Sunday, because it was like the first time you sort of see it and actually it's a good performance, complete performance from West Ham. Nothing to worry about, no glaring errors. But yeah, thanks for you all for watching so far. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Loads of stuff coming out, particularly Leicester preview with Leicester Fan TV tomorrow. Big match preview on Friday. Writer's Block will be live on Saturday morning. So make your coffee for then. Go to Costa, get a flat white, and come back and have a watch because I will as well. And then if you're interested, I don't know what, I'll just do a watch along for the Leicester game. Early doors on Sunday. Then I will do a transfer deadline day show, which could be catastrophic if we don't sign anybody. But I think West Ham are signing, is it Kufal from Slavia Prague, or I can't quite remember, but whatever the team Souček came from. Rumoured to be about 4 million, a right back, a solid right back. Good for me, man. Good for me. I still think that left back is a problem if we're going to play a flat back four. But I'm not going to complain about another signing. If we can get one back for him, keeper, not too bad. Yeah, exactly. Tony's hit a bang on the head there, mate. That's the problem, isn't it? You're not having that protection that Souček and Rice offer. It's like Rice and Souček are natural physical presence. I mean, Rice must be one of the best in the league at interceptions in his defensive awareness. Obviously not for that goal. That was a little bit of an oversight, but it's just frustrating. It is really irritating. He's playing for Slavia. Yeah, heard, mate. Typical West Ham. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? On social media, everyone was like, this guy, Kufal, that's a done deal. Like, where's your source? Until X comes out and says it, I'm not believing anything. And it's not because I'm on the West Ham Way YouTube channel. I genuinely mean that. I don't listen to any gossip unless he or Fabrizio Romano have said anything, because there's no point otherwise, because we could go round in circles. But West Ham need to act in this transfer market seriously. You know, a right back's okay, but then I don't understand. We've had months and months and months to bring in recruitments, and we've just sat around doing nothing. So I don't really understand what the premise of that is. Like, what, you know, have we kind of been unable to do it? You know, is the price wrong? Do we not have the money? You know, why have we sold Grady? There are too many things. I can't. It's the worst window I can remember in a long, long time. And we're actually weaker. We're actually weaker than we were when we started. So yeah, frustrating. Really frustrating. I'd like to see a striker if we can get one in. It looks a little bit more likely Declan is going to stay. From what I hear, it's going to be quite tricky for Chelsea to get him off West Ham, particularly this late on, which is good. If we keep Declan, that's a game changer for me. That's a massive signing for us. Very, very similar to how Villa have kept Jack Grealish, huge player for them. Very similar, like for Declan for us as well. So, yeah, it's all dropping off now. We're all getting our cups of tea. We're all getting ready for the second half. I might get something to eat, to be fair. I have just come from football training, so I am starving. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, nothing. I mean, it's happening. So, yeah, we're just waiting for the stream to pop back on. I can give you a few stats if you're not watching. We can see we committed 3,000. We've won 4. It's not been like an incredibly entertaining game. West Ham have just been done over by a long ball, and it was clever. It was just clever. They just knew what to do. Right, I'm going to make a quick cup of tea, and then I will be back. I believe we're starting very, very soon. Stay around. I'll be back in literally around 5 minutes. Yeah, and until then, take care. All right. I've had an absolute. I've probably had the biggest shocker. I've missed the Snodgrass goal. I literally went to make a cup of tea, mate. Cup of tea and a bit of toast. I'll come back. And the geezer that I've been absolutely lambasting for the past 45 minutes has scored, apparently. It was a good goal. Oh, come on. Stream struggling there. Right. Until my stream works, was the Snodgrass goal a good goal? Yeah, very good goal. Can't believe I missed it. I watched 45 minutes of dross just to see West Ham somehow clinch. Man, great goal to get early in the second half. Obviously, I caveated by saying, did say we weren't out the game, but nice, man. Oh, come on. Sorry, everyone. I'm having a bit of a problem with the stream. As long as you can see the game, that's the main thing. I need to see the highlights of this Snodgrass goal. That's typical me, that is. So it was straight from kickoff. Just watching it now. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Bobby Snodgrass. Fair play, mate. He's always had that in his locker. Yeah. Great player. Unbelievable player in front of that back four. Nah, he's had a poor first half. Can you go make another cup of tea? What, so we score again? Yeah, no, I need to do one, mate, to be fair. I might just quit the stream if we can. If every time I go away we score. What I will say, from what I can see, tempo's built up massively. I think we were lacking, like we said, slow passing, slow movement, the energy in West Ham's midfield come up a notch. It's still really poor from Snodgrass there. It's not a foul. It's not a foul all day long. Do one. Poor clearance there. I still think he's had a bad game. A good goal, but I still think he's had a bad game. Defensively, it's just not a defensive midfielder. And this is the thing, though. We'll see this second half. Game's going to become quite stretched, I reckon. Change the score. Oh, yeah, man. I completely forgot. There you go. Snodgrass screamer. No protection in front of that back four. No protection at all. We've got to be better than that, man. Take him on, Anderson. Take him on. Oh, man. Oh, Calvert-Lewin's putting Declan under a lot of pressure tonight. Calvert-Lewin's a lot better player than I thought he was. I think I've underrated him there. How high Declan is. It's poor from Anderson. I think Anderson's been poor all night. I've got to be honest. What'd you do, lads? You keep hold of him or do you let him go? Because I'm getting to that point now with Anderson where I know there's an argument that Moyes brings him on too late in the Premier League, but I can't ever see him affecting a game. No confidence, not willing to take players on anymore. It's just a different bloke from what we used to see. Able to score anything. Come on, your irons, innit? Mad. Anderson's so goofy with the ball ever since the injury. I can't remember him being injured. It was a significant injury. Honestly, I genuinely can't remember when he was crocked. Noble to score the winning penalty. That's what dreams are made of, mate. To win the Carabao Cup with Martin Noble lifting a trophy. That's what that would be unreal. Game's opened up a lot here. That's I can't actually see it. I thought it was a good ball from Nose, but not so good. Deal with that, Johnson. Deal with that. Not a massive fan of Noble leading the press. God, I'd really take Anderson off soon. I really would. Got him behind there way too easy. Where's the protection? Good save from Randolph. I think tonight's game showed how important Rice and Souček are to us. Like even going forward and defensively, they are superb. Yeah, Darren, mate. I think Anderson's not the. I've got to come to terms with he's not the player that I thought he was. He had that great spell at West Ham for about 5 games, but he's just not the same player. Oh, brilliant. Oh, God's sake. It's just too easy. Everything they've done tonight has been easy. They haven't dominated. So look. Has it come off Balbuena or Rice there? I mean, why is he even turning his back on it, to be honest? God's sake, man. Too easy. Way too easy for them. Jeez, man. It's tough to take that, to be fair. Scored a goal. You could argue maybe it was just one of them things. We just flew out the traps, hit Everton when they weren't expecting it. Now we've got another mountain to climb to get back into the game. Johnson bursting on. That Richarlison's down. Stoppage in play for Richarlison. I don't know what's gone on there. I think he's done his ankle. Better change the old thing before people get the ump as well. Oh God, it's just easy. Like, how easy is it for them to score and come in field and, cause us issues? It's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating watching West Ham sometimes. We haven't played brilliantly tonight anyway. Getting that goal was great for us. We were in the game again. And obviously we've conceded it quite quickly. Gutted, man. Annoying. For those that don't have the stream, Richarlison's currently just on the floor. I think he's done his ankle. He's in a lot of pain. We played against Wolves, didn't he? He had a good game, but I agree, mate. Like, I think it's difficult to ask him to come into that position. Getting up now, slow. I mean, in fairness, Richarlison has gone down, but just slow again from West Ham. Pedestrian. Come on, nothing. Move the ball quicker at least. All the attacking midfielders tonight getting pelters on social media as well. I'm not surprised. Midfield versus Wolves. No, he was centre back, man. He was definitely a centre back. It was a weird one, wasn't it? Because we didn't expect it. But I agree. They've thrown him in against Everton. You've got a really mobile front three, and you've got Calvert-Lewin constantly coming deep, and then Richarlison running in behind and then moving. It's difficult, but I've got to be honest. I don't think they've got the protection tonight. Our second goal, too easy. And you look at the stats now, 11 shots, West Ham 3. We're not creating enough. We're not taking them on. Okay, the game's lost a bit of tempo here. West Ham need to bring on subs. They need to bring on Jarrod Bowen and maybe push Rice into midfield. This is just getting ridiculous now. We're not dominating the game. We're not creating chances. We need to try and push a little bit further forward. Obviously, Johnson now down the right-hand side. It's just not enough, man. It's not enough. It's a concern as well, though, right? Obviously, before in the cup games, we've spoken about Yama and Lanzini and well, less so Lanzini, but Anderson potentially coming into the starting lineup. And tonight, they're just proving that they're just not up for it. They're not challenging Everton at all. They're not making any issues for them. They're not using anything to get in behind. They're not. I mean, Allaire hasn't had a sniff, mate. So I mean, yeah, it's just poor from West Ham. Dithering Dave needs to make a sub quick time. Yeah, I kind of agree, mate. At least Sullivan will save on travel costs. But he don't care, does he? He don't care about West Ham in a cup. I mean, you got David Gold selling off the old FA Cup the other day. So, I mean, it shows how much they care about it. But I'd have to say, personnel-wise, I think it's just wrong from West Ham. Okay. Decent ball. Oh, for God's sake, man! Lanzini with basically a free chance in front of goal. Snoddy puts that ball in. Comes to Lanzini, and he just swiped it. That's a golden chance, mate. That was a golden chance. Just put it back across, man. The only issue I've got now is I'm thinking I've got to do what we learned against Everton, and I genuinely can't think of a positive. Can anyone give me a positive for this performance? Apart from the only thing, maybe Snodgrass's goal, but I just think Snodgrass's overall performance has been poor as well. So it's a little bit like, well, oh, God's sake. Stuff I'm going to do all negatives, I think, tonight. And this is the thing I would say as well. Like, how, as our reserve holding midfielders, right? If Rice and Suchek aren't playing there, we've got Mark Noble and Snodgrass, two 33-year-olds, one that's been a converted winger, the other who's getting on, basically. Seems to lose possession quite a lot. I mean, it's just a joke. It actually seriously concerns me, like, just a general squad depth, to be honest. Like, when you think about it, who are you going to bring in? We haven't got anyone to bring in if Rice or Suchek get injured this season. Who are you bringing in? All right, first choice is Nobes, right? There's no way anyone can tell me Nobes is a functional defensive midfielder. Jesus, like, I love Mark Noble, I really do. He represents West Ham fans, but it's just not for the level anymore. Like, it's as simple as that. We're all talking about wing backs and strikers. I mean, the depth in midfield's poor. Slow, pedestrian. Go on, Rice. Drive through the midfield, son. Look at Rice taking them on. Windsor. No, he doesn't win a corner. Rice driving through the midfield on his own. Jeez, man. Come on, West Ham. Oh, it's so poor. It's so poor from Felipe Anderson. Take him off, man. I'm sick of him, honestly. That's enough for me tonight. That is really enough from the bloke. Misplaced passes, misplaced touches, no attacking impetus, no willingness to get forward. And I mean, what is the excuse? If he was defensively sound and was trying to protect Creswell, I could get it, but he hasn't really been tested tonight. What missed off? Honestly, this geezer. And that's the guy that, and ultimately, we can kind of sit there and say, all right, well, in the Premier League, he's not going to play. But, you know, if West Ham have an injury to anyone and we play a different formation, he's arguably the person that's going to come in. Or him or Yama. So, we're stuffed, man. Our only hopes Everton get a fourth injury at the moment. Yeah, to be fair, mate. I don't think it helps us Coleman coming on, but I don't think Everton have been that impressive, to be honest. Now they're bringing on Decore. I mean, we're talking about like, and that's the difference, isn't it? Like, that's the difference in squad depth. That's a big injury though, with Lamb going. If he goes, I don't think it's serious, but I can't remember who Everton are playing. But big player for them. It's just, God, honestly, man. West Ham causing me problems for days. Terrible tonight. Shocking. Scrolling through social media, see what the opinion is. Yeah, our front four have been appalling. Not really created anything. Lanzini's had a few chances, didn't take them. We haven't seen enough of Allaire tonight, but he hasn't had the service, which is a constant theme. You know, for West Ham fans, the defensive duo of Snodgrass and Noble's poor. Didn't have enough protection for that second goal. Everything in the play is slow. And Anderson's probably had one of the worst games I've seen from a West Ham player in probably about 3 games. But even so, just terrible. Really bad. And no subs. And this is the thing. It didn't work in the first half. So I don't understand what he thinks is going to happen in the second half. Anyway. Probably just rambling on at this point, to be fair. If you're just joining, Everton 2, West Ham 1. I don't think Everton have been massively dominant, but they took their chances. West Ham have been poor, not created enough. Defensively not strong enough. Lost the ball there. Yarm's giving it straight to their best creative player. And now they're going on the counter. Iwobi just cuts open. Oh, for God's sake. Look at Coleman trying to make that up. No. It's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Like the performances between West Ham today and West Ham on Sunday, they're completely different. So, honestly, man. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Chance. Anderson, take him on. Oh my God. Bro, what are you doing, man? What was that? What the hell was Anderson doing, man? Anderson has literally just, in my opinion, squandered a huge chance. Still no subs. So frustrating. I don't know, man. You just take Anderson off, wouldn't you? Like you just would. Like forget whether you think he's good enough for the Premier League or blah blah blah. I always hear this argument, but he's had a terrible game tonight. He's not doing anything. He's not affecting the game. Try and bring on maybe Jared Bowen to play. I mean, I know it's not his natural position. He likes to cut him from that kind of right hand side onto his left, but I just think like even if he'd be more direct, he'd give us something else. At the moment we're not getting anything, we're not creating anything, we're not doing anything. It's bad again. Anderson loses the ball. Mobile's got to win that, loses it. This is bad from West Ham. Freddie keeps saying no subs. Seen on social media, no subs. It's really odd. What a really odd thing to do in a cup tie, to not bring on subs before 75th minute when changes need to be made. Bizarre, man. And arguably now they brought Decore on box to box. Got an engine on him. It's going to be difficult for us to. It's just terrible. Like it's just awful, man. Awful performance. Even how's it going? Yes, mate. Leicester Fan TV. Of course we are. We move on as West Ham fans, right? We win, we lose. This is life. Yeah, cool, Spud. Yeah, we'll do our preview tomorrow, man, and we'll look forward to swiftly forgetting about this game. Yeah, and concentrating on Leicester, which is going to be arguably an even tougher game than what we've seen tonight. All right, it's frozen on Allaire with our potential overhead kick. Oh, decent save from Pickford, to be fair. Bit of service. Look at that from Allaire, to be fair. Good player, isn't he? No, his criticisms of his work rate, but just think when you get service into him, he always looks dangerous. Corner's a good chance for us here. That's awful cross from Snodgrass. Rice loses it there. Everton are breaking. Obviously, they're going to go with a little bit more pace now. West Ham hopefully get back in time. But he's looking for any. Older Rodriguez looking for that overlap from Nkunku. To be fair, I think this game, if we'd had an Antonio or a Bowen, would have been a bit more competitive. I think we could have got out those back two a little bit more. Particularly Michael Keane as well. He's not the quickest. Overlap, got to get to that. Gets to it. Better. Oh, you're joking. Oh, what? Let me have a look. Oh my God's sake. Switched off. I mean, in fairness, it has come to him, but he's anticipated it, and we just defensively aren't doing enough. Ball comes in. Look how much Iwobi's got the time. How has he got that time? Why is Alaria in front of him? What is the? It is bad. He's picked the wrong team. He's picked the wrong team. Moyes has got it wrong. Simple as that. Comes down on Moyes again. We can all sit here and argue whether that was a lucky goal, but ultimately, Iwobi's got that shot away. Should have been closed down. In my opinion, if Rice is a holding midfielder, he gets something to it. Well, we're out of the cup now, so unless we can pull something out of the bag, that will be it for West Ham. Poor Shire, man. They're a good team, Everton, but they're not as good as we've made them look. We've made them look really good. Because other fans will see that and go, oh, Everton beat West Ham 3-1. Not scintillating football from Everton. No overlaps, nothing. Just West Ham pulled defensively, giving them a lot of chances. It's killed it for us. I can't believe no subs. I can't believe he's not made a sub. That is ludicrous, man. To me, that if you don't make a sub in a cup competition, shows you ain't that interested. And I think David Sullivan's going to be buzzing with this. Jeez, man. No, they played a decent side tonight, Everton, but that's not even their first team. If you give Luca Dini their chance on that left-hand side on our right to bomb forward, it's a different game, mate. Everton aren't even committing bodies forward. The minute they come forward, West Ham are vulnerable. Shambles, man. Shambles. Come on. I don't know, but I would assume that you're saying he's terrible. And I completely agree, mate. I'm absolutely... I don't know what's worse. Moyes not taking him off or him. I don't know what's worse. I'm lost for words, man. I'm lost for words. Consider this, the cows come home and talk about squad selections and whether we should make earlier subs. But Anderson, there was absolutely no. Look at this. This is too easy. Rice has got to win that. Doesn't. Space on the edge of the box. Too easy, man. He's going to lose the ball again if he beats him. Oh, okay. All right. So you have got a bit of pace then. Nice of you to show you got a bit of pace. And not only that, like with Anderson as well, like his poor performance. He's not consistent, and he's never been a consistent player. Just the wrong buy for us. Doesn't suit the Premier League. Doesn't suit the team. Doesn't suit the system. Everything. It's just a risk, and I think Lazio fans said exactly the same about him. Like you'll have one good game, and then you'll have 4 bad. And to be honest, that's what we've seen from him. But now we're not even getting a decent game out of him. It's a poor ball from Nobes. And how many times does Mark Noble lose possession? God, dear. Definitely a reality check tonight, everyone. It's all right. We've got Leicester on Sunday, so I'm sure that'll be an easier game than Everton. It'll be awful. It's going to be absolutely awful, to be fair. Unless we play 3-4-3, and then they'll give us a chance. But definitely a lot of these players can't start on Sunday. Surely not. I'd probably argue that the only... I don't even think he's done amazing, but I think Aller's been okay tonight with absolutely probably the most limited service he'll ever have. That's mental. No subs. Here we go. Overlap there. Oh, too easy, man. How easy is that? It's embarrassing. Oh, man, I'm done with this game. I'm done with this game. I'm absolutely done with it. Forget it, man. And you're out. Yeah, innit, mate? Jokes, man. I mean, we ain't even been in the game at all. We've not even been in it. We've not even competed. It's an absolute pathetic. Honestly. Maybe one day we'll actually bother going for a cup competition or showing some kind of mettle. Fantastic. Wait, listen, mate. Careful now. I'll chuck you out. It's a good performance from you lot, but West Ham have made it way too easy. Good finish from Calvert-Lewin, to be fair. Yeah, I'll see you later, clip, son. You ain't hanging around here no more. I don't need an Everton fan giving it too much. This is definitely the worst performance of the season, 100%. Terrible. Spaces, like they're just clever. But Everton were just clever. They knew that West Ham would come out, sit deep, be tentative. The minute we tried to push a bit too far, they knew Snodgrass and Noble aren't the most mobile. Defensively aren't the best. They'll find spaces. James comes central, picks up Calvert-Lewin. Easy. Too easy. Rice has struggled tonight as a centre-back. He really has. Throwing him in as a centre-back, having played holding midfield for so long, he doesn't know whether to push, whether to press. He's not doing the things he does week in, week out. It's a joke, man. Danny summed it up. There you go, mate. Terrible. Poor mate. Just absolutely. I am all 10 of you. I will put a link now in the comment section. If you want to come on and have a little phone in, have your say about the game, you're more than welcome to come on. Obviously, there's going to be a lot to say. It's not going to be like a mad phone in tonight, but if one or two of you want to come on, of course, you're more than welcome. I enjoy hearing all your opinions as well. I'm sure you got a lot after tonight. No sub after 85 minutes. We're supposed to be a Premier League side. We don't even have the relevant squad depth in which to do it. It's just appalling. It really is. Talk about throwing a game. If you ever want to see an example of a team throwing a game, that's your example. Because, okay, like people will go, oh, you've got Lanzini, you've got Anderson out there, but they've done nothing tonight, man. They've missed chances. They've not been positive. They've not created anything. It's been poor. The whole team hasn't been great. I can't think of really one decent performance. I just can't think of one, to be fair. Every time we've been tested, every time Everton have come forward, West Ham have looked shaky. And those two holding midfielders, they can't play in the Premier League. They cannot play in the Premier League. I'm telling you now, I mean, it's not this thing going to happen, but like, can you imagine James Maddison playing up against Noble and Snodgrass tonight? He's not even the quickest player, but he would be loving it, giving him space and time to pick out Castagna and Justin. It's bad, man. It's bad. I think we see from the formation as well, you've got Lanzini pushing a little bit higher. So really, we're trying to play a 4-4-2 with an attacking midfielder. I've got no idea. I've got absolutely no idea. What is the point? Moyes is just getting you're right, bad team selection tonight. Moyes is just getting boring now. He's always been boring. No one knows why none of that lot start. God knows, man. God, I don't even know what. I don't even know what the game plan was. Like, that's how bad this game has been. I don't understand what he wanted to achieve, because he's put the players in that don't fit the system. So what is the point in putting a system together? I'd rather he went out tonight and said, let's play the youngsters in their natural position. Do you know what I mean? None of these square pegs, round holes that we see every single. That's a good ball from Creswell. That we see every single week. It's pointless. They can't fit the system. They can't play it. You know, and then if you get your team selection right, you don't have to make subs. But there's so many wrong choices in there tonight. Snodgrass at holding midfield. I know people will say he got his goal, but gave him so much space in front of that back four. Anderson was completely absent. We didn't see anything of Yarmolenko. It was just the wrong team for the game. And that would really worry, and that worries me as a West Ham fan, that he picked the wrong team to try and beat Everton. He completely ignored the gaps that they would create on the counter. He put in, and I like Yarmolenko, but he's not going to have the pace to beat players. Just everything about it. He didn't want to win this game. This was a complete gimme game for him. It was like, there you go. We'll play it. No intention. You say playing like Lanzini. To be fair to Lanzini, I think I've seen more of him tonight than Anderson. I mean, Anderson has been completely and utterly absent, man. I've not seen anything from the bloke at all. Just absolutely shocking. For everyone, it's probably really boring, but I'm just doing my social media duties. Like I've said on there, if anyone wants to come on and say your piece, of course you're more than welcome. Probably going to get some Everton fans giving it massive. But listen, mate, against that West Ham team, anyone could have probably rolled them over, to be honest. It's terrible. I mean, at least offer something. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know, man. I've seen Lanzini more than Anderson. But yeah, I agree. I mean, they're both poor. I both think they've not offered enough at all tonight. Anderson has been hiding. Lanzini has been hiding in that second half. 100%. They've all just been shirking it, man. Shirking getting the ball. Not offering it. I think the problem is for some reason, I always think of Lanzini is the old Lanzini. So I'm a little bit biased, but yeah, he wasn't good tonight. Oh, God. Yama tries to get it back to Allaire, but puts it in the wrong area. Fantastic. Good to see, man. Yeah, I believe it's all over. Everton 4, West Ham 1. Hugely disappointing. Lack of creativity. Defensively, particularly for the last 2 goals, were really poor. Gets worse and worse, man. I don't think Johnson, it's not good enough. I think there were players that had worse the game tonight, to be fair, mate. I do. I've just got to look at Snoddy and Noble in front of that back four. Anderson, Lanzini. They're not doing enough. They're just not good enough. Yarma, we didn't see anything from Yarmolenko really at all after. I think he put maybe one cross into the box at one point. first half. But other than that, mate, nothing from Yarmolenko either. Poor performance from West Ham. Really gutting that was. I thought we'd give it a bit of a go, to be fair, at least on the pitch. Yeah, West Ham Twitter, not the result we were hoping for. Yeah, mate, I don't think we went out there to go and get battered 4-1. Yeah, like I say, you probably can't click on the link, to be fair, on the stream. If you want to come on, phone in, have your say. We'll do a live phone in now. If not, I will just record what we learned. But yeah, terrible. I mean, where did you start? Wrong selection of players for tonight. Obviously, I massively disagree with the holding midfielders. I think going forward, we were poor. We didn't use the pace that we had in terms of Anderson and that side that can sometimes open up. He didn't want to take any players on. I don't think Creswell offered anything either going forward. The whole team, you'd be concerned to not create chances. West Ham can't seem to create chances when we've got more attacking midfielders on the side than when we've got wing-backs. That would concern me. This is just the wrong selection as well. I just thought the midfielders didn't do enough in front of that back four for the 2 goals. I think Snodgrass gave a lot of space to James. They obviously, towards the second half, they've obviously got Sigurdsson pushes a little bit further forward, Iwobi with a bit of pace. And I think that also told as well, bringing on subs with a bit of energy like Decore, West Ham couldn't deal with it. And it was just a terrible performance. And even with the goal, you could probably chalk up to be a little bit fluky given the fact that West Ham didn't create anything other than that. So, yeah, I mean, shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. Yeah, I mean, anyone want to... I'll put the link in again, to be fair. Anyone want to come on? Click the link. Come on, phone in. Have you say? But, yeah, I mean, there's not too much more I can really elaborate on that. Awful, man. And the subs as well. I mean, the subs is just like... I think it was miles better. Yeah, I think it's still bad. I mean, Anderson has to be the worst player. Yeah, he was terrible. He was the worst player on the pitch by far. Why do we never want to win a cup? Pardew was last manager to try. It's frustrating, mate. As a West Ham fan, like particularly with the Carabao Cup, you should at least try and go for it. We would have got in that quarter final if we'd won. Everything about it was wrong, man. We didn't want to win that game, in my opinion. We didn't look to exploit Everton on the counter. We didn't have enough pace. It was basically like you just saw, this is a cup team. Let's throw them out there. Let's see how they do. And they didn't do anything. They didn't create anything. They didn't. There was no movement between them. We didn't try and get behind those 2 centre backs. Everything, mate, from start to finish was poor. Absolutely gutted with that, to be fair. So yeah, just terrible, man. Just terrible. But I mean, we've got the Leicester game to look forward to. That's going to be a right nightmare, Leicester. That's going to be tougher than tonight. I actually think Everton were in first gear for the first half. I don't even think they tried to push out of it. Second half, West Ham got more defensive. Really we should have been going for it. But obviously, as they got tired, they sort of just came back and sat in front. They were poor enough to not really protect the centre-backs. And Everton got 2 goals, in my opinion, that they really shouldn't have got a shot off at all. And West Ham just gifted it to them. They absolutely gifted them the game, man. We were, at one point it was 1-1, 2-1. At 2-1, we're still in it. Games like this make me wonder what would happen if Pellegrini, anyway, I think everyone thinks that, mate. I think everyone's a bit like, what would have happened? I was thinking this today, what would happen if we kept Fabianski in and, it hadn't happened. But listen, it is what it is. You can't look back now. It's a shame after that performance. Zachary says here 4-0 versus Everton, Wolves, and then 1-4 against Everton. So are we good? Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing, mate. It's a system, innit? System, wrong players. Everything was desperately poor tonight. You have to look at the subs. You have to look at the squad selection. You have to look at the players' attitudes as well. There's so many things that are wrong. And I think particularly against Arsenal and Wolves, we've got the system right. We've got the players right for that system. That's why West Ham performed better, even though we didn't get the result against Arsenal. Tonight it was just square page round holes. Wrong thing to do. And we just got exposed. Mark says, Rice not a centre-back, missed Souček. Yeah, and I think that's the thing as well, mate. I think we missed Rice's transition to the attacking players. And normally his forward passing and his passing range is really good to set off the attack. We didn't have that tonight. We didn't have the ability of Souček to move forward as well. I think as well as being defensively quite poor, I actually think that both Noble and Snodgrass they lack mobility as well to push forward. And every time they push forward, there was spaces in behind. And they're just in a Premier League against better teams. And Everton, for me, will be up there this season, maybe top 10, probably top 8. They're going to expose that, And I worry about West Ham particularly on Sunday with Maddison, because we can't play like that. I don't think we will play like that. I think Rice and Souček, you put them in and listen, I think they're more defensive. And I think Rice a couple of times when Iwobi got a shot away would have been there to block it. Really poor. A couple of you saying the same thing as me. Exposed with how thin our squad is. Squad depth show tonight, I agree, mate. And that's the thing that would really concern me. We haven't signed anyone. We lost Grady. He would have been good tonight down that left rather than Anderson. Who do you bring on if West Ham have an injury? And that would concern me now. Because if we've been very fortunate with Souček and Rice that they're consistently fit, their injury records are very good, and that means we can play them every week. But if one of them goes, man, can you imagine? Can you imagine playing like Mark Noble, with all due respect, in that holding midfield? It just wouldn't work. There's a reason why Moyes played him as a number 10, because he can't play that defensive role anymore. He lost the ball a lot tonight as well, Mark Noble. It just not good enough. And yeah, I think people speak about the right back, left back, up front. We need more options. We need better first team players. But you want to start looking now at the midfielders. You take Rice and Souček out of there. Your options are Mark Noble and and Robert Snodgrass. It's not good enough. Only positive I can see is Chelsea and Lampard were watching. They would think Rice is not a centre back. Yeah, that would be the only positive. I actually don't think he'll go now. To be fair, mate, I could be speaking well out of turn, but. I think it was difficult for him tonight. I think I've seen much better performances at centre-back. We obviously saw him when he came into the side at centre-back. He was very competent tonight, I think, particularly for the first goal against Calvert-Lewin and both of the Calvert-Lewin goals. I think Calvert-Lewin done him with a bit of movement both times. That would concern me. I'm not too fast because I don't really see Declan as that centre-back no more. I just think he is that holding midfielder. So I think he's been pulled out of position. He's not used to it. I don't want to make too many excuses for it because I do think he made mistakes on both, but it's not what we expect him to do. And a lot of occasions we sort of saw him push up and try to influence things and drive into that midfield. That's where his game's at. That's where he affects it a little bit more. West Ham need energy in that midfield, and that's what was lacking tonight, as well as defensive ability. If you're going to risk Souček, surely play Cullen. Exactly, mate. This is my problem. Cullen tonight, I know the COVID-19 situation, obviously the self-isolation, but ultimately he's got more energy, good passing range, he's going to drive, defensively quite decent. It would have been much better than Robert Snodgrass. There's no way anyone can tell me otherwise. Patrick Joel didn't watch the game. It seemed that the lineup actually wanted to play this. Yeah, a couple of people said that Johnson didn't have a great game or was too slow. I don't think the game hinged on Ashby, to be honest. I did say square pegs round holes. I think we should have played really... particularly in that second half, if it wasn't working with Anderson, maybe brought in Jared Bowen, put Yarma to the left, made him a little bit more direct, or kept Bowen on that left-hand side, made him more direct. Lack of energy and the lack of defensive. We conceded, there's no excuse, we conceded 4 goals because ultimately we weren't good defensively. We were getting picked apart. It was very easy for Everton to get in behind. West Ham needed pace tonight. We didn't show that. When we didn't have the squad to set up with, I would have liked to have seen maybe an attacking winger, like a Grady Diangana would have been quite nice to have had tonight, because I think he could have definitely got a Kenny pushing up way too high. We don't have that anymore, and that's the point, isn't it? Squad depth's poor. It's crazy frustrating, but yeah, it's just social media. Someone saying result was expected. Clearly, more disappointed plans. Yeah, I don't think we have got a squad depth anymore, if I'm perfectly honest. I think that's the problem as well. I know our owners come out and said, well, look, you've got 8 wingers. What are you talking about, man? Moyes doesn't rate these players. That's why they don't play. He doesn't rate, I know Yarma comes on maybe for 30 minutes. Don't rate Lanzini. Doesn't rate Anderson. Can't rate Allaire that highly either. We played a second string side against Everton that wanted it more. It's as simple as that. That's why we got undone. And that's why we were sort of taken apart. And I hate games like that. Like, at least if West Ham tried to show some impetus. I would have had a little bit more, but going forward, we were just languid, slow, everything that I expected. Against League One teams, yeah, you can cut them open and build the play. Against Everton, with a sit Alan in there, that ain't gonna work, man. That's not how football works. Really disappointing performance. I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Oh, Steve. Player suit, we have the 5 if you keep changing. Yeah, exactly, mate. It was a 3-4-3, but it's the same principle, isn't it? You keep to the same formation. And this is a point that people have made quite a lot, actually. Why does Moyes change that formation constantly? I don't know. I don't see the premise of it. West Ham lack an identity as a first team. There's no style of play that we want to play. Ultimately, the reason why we play 3-4-3 is because it gets the best out of the players that we've got. Simple as that. But ultimately, tonight, we needed pace in there, and the 4-2-3-1 could work with the right players. We don't have the right players. It's as simple as that. To play 4-2-3-1, you've got to have the sort of attacking three. They're able to work with each other, but really they play more as wingers. Really, they weren't quick enough. They didn't get in behind. It's probably more of a 4-4-2 to be. It was just, or a 4-3-3. It was just poor, man. It was irritating, and I think this is the frustration with Moyes. What does he want to do with West Ham? He's reactive, not proactive. He goes, I've got these players, or he stumbles on something because of injury and he says, that will work, let's just keep with it. If he doesn't, he just changes back. We don't have an identity. It's why he's a poor manager. That's why no one wants him. Someone commented on one of the videos the other day saying, your comments about David Moyes are ridiculous. His stock has gone up. Rubbish, man. They've done a good enough job at West Ham to keep us in the league with a decent squad. Is it imbalanced? 100%. Does it need more strengthening? Yes. There are holes in it, but there are bare bones of a squad there that West Ham could be doing better for. And that's why we stayed up in the end last season, because we stumbled on something that worked. But you've got to ask a question, if you can't get anything out of Yama or Lanzini or Anderson, it's like, why are they still here? What is the point? You're never going to play them. You didn't make one sub tonight. You didn't make one substitute. And that's got to be down to the squad depth. I think that's it for me. I can't believe that's 2 hours gone. That's the quickest 2 hours of my life, really, to be fair. Thanks for everyone that's come on. Make sure you like and subscribe to the West Ham Way YouTube channel. Really appreciate you lot coming on. Obviously, as I've said throughout the stream, we're going to do a preview with Leicester Fan TV tomorrow. We're going to do a big match preview as well on Friday. Saturday's going to be writer's block, so we're going to get more people in to discuss everything, particularly with this game and the squad selection, squad depth. That's definitely the third topic now, so that's a little preview for you. And then I'm going to do a watch-along on Sunday. Dan will be back. I know you remember Dan, the guy that used to do this. Yeah, he's still around, just not here, but he's definitely going to be back in the next couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But listen, everyone, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate your support. Keep liking, keep subscribing. And until next time, take care.